Osaka is more than Dotonbori signs and takoyaki stands. This 5-day plan takes you into real neighborhoods, the food halls locals love, and even the brand new Donkey Kong Country area at Universal Studios Japan, plus the hidden spots most visitors overlook. Let's jump into your first day. Day 1. Downtown energy and street eats. Osaka doesn't ease you into anything. It hits you immediately with neon signs, sizzling batter, and a train system that glides in like clockwork. Today is all about getting a feel for the city's energy. Loud, friendly, food first, and just chaotic enough to be fun. 2 hotels work perfectly here. Swissôtel Nankai, Osaka sits above the airport train, steps from Namba's food maze. Sotetsu Grand Fresa puts you on top of Dotonbori. Either way, you're starting in prime Osaka territory. Begin your morning in Namba Yasaka Shrine, about 5 to 8 minutes from Namba Station. Tucked between typical shopping streets, the enormous Lionhead stage jumps out of nowhere. Built in 1974 to swallow bad luck. It's bold, quirky, and one of the easiest wins for early morning photos. Visit before 9 a.m. for the best light and the quietest mood. Insider tip. Pick up an IC card, load 3,000 to 5,000 yen, and just tap your way around. Paper tickets slow you down and cost a bit more across multiple rides. Next, push north into Shinsaibashi Shopping Street, a 600-meter arcade where Osaka blends fashion, cosmetics counters, capsule toy machines, and local street culture. Duck into a side alley for a coffee, then keep moving. This area is your warm-up lap for the food and nightlife you'll hit later. As you wander Shinsaibashi, look up at the skyline. The sharp, modern towers in the distance belong to the Umeda district. You'll be up there later this trip, 173 meters above the city, for one of the best panoramas in Japan. Consider today your ground-level preview. Now swing west toward Amerikamura, American Village. It began as a post-war hub for American imports and evolved into Osaka's edgy, youthful pocket of fashion and street art. Graffiti walls, thrift stores, and teenagers dressed for what looks like spontaneous music videos. It's gritty in the best way. If you haven't eaten yet, try umuraisu at Hokkyokusei. They invented the dish in 1925 and still make one of the fluffiest versions in the city. Spend your afternoon weaving through the narrow lanes between Shinsaibashi and Namba. If anime, manga, and retro games are your thing, point yourself east toward Den Town. If you prefer atmosphere over screens, move south to Hozenji Yokocho, a lantern-lit stone alley where tiny restaurants sit shoulder to shoulder. At the end is a moss-covered Fudo Moyo statue, dark green from decades of water splashed on it for luck and safe travels. As evening sets in, head for Dotonbori. Touristy? Yes. Crowded? Absolutely. Still essential? More than ever. This is Osaka flexing. Neon signs stacked high, animated crabs waving their claws, and the Glico Running Man glowing over the canal. Snap your photos right after sunset when the sky fades to deep blue and the lights are their brightest. Time to eat. Skip the longest takoyaki lines. They're good, but you don't need to wait 40 minutes for them. Walk 1 block south to Aizuya, credited as the birthplace of takoyaki. Their version is lighter, smoother, and old school. Then swing by Kinryu Ramen for a late bowl. It's 24 hours, fast-moving, and exactly what you want after a day on your feet. End the night with a slow walk along the Dotonbori Canal. Crowds thin, neon reflections sharpen, and side streets peel off into quieter izakayas and bars where locals finish their day. Don't plan this part. Osaka rewards curiosity. Tomorrow shifts gears completely. You're stepping into 400-year-old stone walls, secret viewpoints, and the castle that shaped Japan's entire timeline. If day 1 showed you Osaka's pulse, day 2 shows you its pride. Before we start the next day, if you like detail-packed itineraries like this, stick around and consider subscribing so you don't miss the next trip. Day 2. Castles, covered arcades, and Salaryman nights. Today moves at a calmer pace, but you're still covering serious ground and seeing one of Osaka's most important stories up close. Ride the subway to Tanimachi, 4 Chrome Station, then head to Osaka Castle, aiming to enter right when the park opens at 9 a.m. Inside the tower is the Osaka Castle Museum. The building is a 1931 reconstruction, but the exhibits walk you through the rise of Toyotomi Hideyoshi, the peasant-turned-warlord who built this fortress in 1583 to end a century of civil war. From the 8th floor deck, You get sweeping views and your first real sense of how massive Osaka is. But the best part of the castle visit is outside. Duck into Nishinomaru Garden. The castle tower rises above the trees with modern skyscrapers behind it, a perfect snapshot of Osaka's personality, history, and ambition coexisting in the same frame. Leave through Otemon Gate and drift northeast toward Tenjin-bashi Suji 6 Chrome, part of Japan's longest covered shopping arcade at 2.6 kilometers. It started as an Edo period pilgrimage route and evolved into the shopping street locals actually use. Pickles, kitchen knives, dried fish, everyday household goods. English signs disappear, prices drop, and suddenly you're in the real city, not the tourist loops. By lunchtime, settle in somewhere inside the arcade. For Osaka's soul food, Okonomiyaki Sogetsu serves excellent negiyaki and classic okonomiyaki. Eat, recharge, and keep exploring. At the northern end of the arcade, the atmosphere shifts to quieter residential streets. If you've got extra time, duck into the Osaka Museum of Housing and Living. Inside is a recreated Edo period neighborhood you can walk through. Lanterns, weathered wood, storefronts, narrow lanes. It's perfect for a weather break or a cool down if you're traveling in Japan's summer heat. By late afternoon, catch the subway to Kyobashi, a neighborhood most travelers never hear about. Kyobashi is Osaka's post-work release valve, packed with tachinomi, standing bars where salarymen decompress with cheap drinks, quick bites, and zero pretense. No English menus, no fancy plating, just sizzling skewers, cold beer, and counter chatter. Have dinner at an izakaya like Akekokoro, then let the alleys guide you. Point at whatever looks good. A full dinner with drinks usually lands around 2,000 to 3,000 yen, and you walk out full, a little warm from the beer, and very happy with your choices. Insider tip: bring cash. Many of these small spots still don't take cards or mobile payments, and nothing kills the mood faster than backing out because it's cash only. Before you call it a night, take a slow walk along the Kyobashi Canal. The lights soften, vending machines glow in the side streets, and locals drift home after work. It's a quiet Osaka moment that hits different after a day of crowds and castle walls. Tomorrow sends you straight into Osaka Bay for roller coasters, theme park chaos, one of Japan's best aquariums, and the new Donkey Kong coaster that opened in late 2024. The line's real. The payoff, even better. Day 3, Bay Adventure and Post-Expo Thrills. Today is the big one, the roller coaster day. Universal Studios Japan in the morning, then a calmer Bayside evening to let your legs and heart rate recover. Tickets are date-based, so book them online before your trip. Express passes are sold separately, and what you're really buying is time. They shave multi-hour lines down to minutes, especially for Super Nintendo World and the newer Donkey Kong Country area. Check the video description below for all booking links and information. Arrive at gate opening, times shift by season, double-check the official site, and point yourself straight toward Super Nintendo World to secure your Donkey Kong Country time slot. USJ opened in 2001, but it didn't truly explode until Super Nintendo World launched in 2021, turning it into the only place on Earth where you can physically walk inside a Mario game. Donkey Kong Country followed in late 2024, adding even more early morning competition for spots. Once your time slot's locked in, work through Mario Kart, Yoshi's Adventure, and the Power Up Band challenges while you wait for your coaster window. Insider tip: the USJ app is your best friend. Use it the moment you enter the park to grab an area-timed entry for Super Nintendo World. Some express passes include this automatically, but not all, so check. Aim for the earliest slot you can get. Miss it and half your morning disappears into a single line. Light meals and themed snacks are scattered throughout the park. And because this is USJ, everything becomes a photo op. Barrel-shaped snacks, character buns, limited-time items tied to whatever event is running. You can stay at the park until closing, but if you want to avoid the late afternoon crush, leave around mid-afternoon and take the Captain Line ferry from Universal City Port to Tembozan. Out on the horizon sits Yumeshima, a man-made island built to host Expo 2025. It's also Osaka's long-term play at becoming a resort and entertainment hub, with a new casino slated for 2030. Interesting for the future, but for this trip, your time is better spent around Tembozan, Kayukan Aquarium, and the bay cruises you can enjoy right now. Pick up a late lunch at Tembozan Marketplace, then board the Santa Maria Day Cruise. It's a surprisingly calming break after a morning of sensory overload. Wind, water, and skyline views that reset your energy before the evening. Next, walk over to Kayukan Aquarium. It's often ranked among the world's best, built around a central tank so massive that whale sharks and manta rays glide past you on every floor as you spiral downward. Give yourself about 90 minutes. Rushing this place ruins it. As sunset approaches, ride the Tempo-zan Ferris wheel for wide-open views over Osaka Bay. On clear days, you can see all the way to the Akashi Kaikyo Bridge, the world's longest suspension bridge. When you're done, either loop back toward your hotel for dinner or snag something quick at Tempo-zan Marketplace before catching the train. Tomorrow slows everything down. You're leaving the city noise behind for waterfalls, forest air, and the panoramic rooftop of one of Osaka's wildest buildings. Minoo Park and the Umeda Sky Building, two completely different viewpoints that show you the city from nature and from the sky. Day 4, Nature Balance and Sky-High Views. Today resets your pace. Fewer crowds, more oxygen, and a hike that rewards you without burning your legs out. Up the Hankyu line from Umeda to Minoh Station. From the station, follow the 3-kilometer riverside trail toward Minoh Waterfall. It's fully paved and shaded, with small cafes and souvenir stalls tucked between the trees. You'll pass families, elderly couples, and, refreshingly, 0 people trying to sell you anything. Just clean forest air and the sound of the river. The 33-meter waterfall at the end has been a Buddhist pilgrimage site for over 1,300 years. It's not dramatic like Niagara, but it has this calm, balanced power to it. In summer, the mist feels incredible. In autumn, the valley turns deep red and gold, making it one of Kansai's most iconic fall destinations. On the way back, try Momiji tempura, deep-fried maple leaves originally made by temple vendors as a way to celebrate autumn year-round. It sounds gimmicky, but it's genuinely good. Try at least one. You'll be back in Umeda by early afternoon. Hit one of the underground food courts for lunch. Umeda Food Hall is easy, with everything from katsu sandwiches to Vietnamese pho. It's the kind of fast, satisfying lunch that keeps you moving without slowing the day down. Around 4 p.m., walk over to the Umeda Sky Building. The floating garden observatory sits 173 meters up with open-air 360-degree views of the entire city. Up here, you can really see how fast Umeda is changing. Glass towers rising everywhere as Osaka invests billions in new maglev connection to Tokyo by 2037, and a multi-billion-dollar station overhaul designed to finally compete with Tokyo's dominance. Arrive about an hour before sunset so you catch the shift from late day light to evening glow. Back at the ground level, wander into Takimi Koji, the retro 1920s alley tucked beneath the tower. It's all warm lighting, old-style storefronts, and tiny izakayas that feel frozen in time. Dinner here is cozy, nostalgic, and a perfect contrast to the futuristic skyline you just saw above. If you still got some energy, Umeda at night deserves exploration. The underground malls stretch for kilometers, an entire city hidden under the city. And the neon above ground matches Dotonbori's brightness without the tourist crowds. It's a great, easy wander to end the evening. Tomorrow's your finale, 3-day trips, temples, castles, or mountain monasteries, each one legendary in its own way. Pick your ending. Day 5, your call, 3 epic day trips. You've covered Osaka. Now your final day is about choosing the kind of memory you want to end on. If you want something peaceful and spiritual, lean toward Koyasan. If you prefer temples or castles, Nara and Himeji hit that classic Japan feeling. There's no wrong pick here, just decide what you want your trip's last snapshot to look like. Option 1, Nara, temples and deer. Catch either the JR or Kintetsu line to Nara. From the station, walk into Nara Park, home to more than 1,400 semi-wild deer that absolutely understand how tourism works. Buy the deer crackers and you'll be surrounded in seconds. Many bow politely, others skip straight to negotiation. Walk to Todai-ji Temple, where a 15-meter bronze Buddha sits inside one of the world's largest wooden buildings. Even if you've seen temples elsewhere, this one hits different. Scale, history, and engineering all wrapped into one place. Then continue on to Kasuga Taisha, where hundreds of mossy stone and bronze lanterns line the forest paths. It's quiet, atmospheric, and a perfect way to round out the day before heading back to Osaka for dinner. Option 2, Himeji, Japan's best castle. Jump on the JR line to Himeji. From the station, the castle rises straight ahead like a movie set. White walls, sweeping roof lines, and a layout that's both beautiful and cleverly defensive. Himeji Castle is the real deal, not a reconstruction. Inside, the climb gets steep, shoes off, socks on, but each floor reveals a little more of the castle's design and purpose. The view from the top justifies the climb. When you're done, visit Kokoken Garden. It's peaceful, well-kept, and a perfect cool-down before you loop back to Osaka. Option 3. Koyasan, Mountain Monastery Silence. If you want a memory that stays with you for years, choose Koyasan. It's the farthest, but nothing else on this list matches the atmosphere. Allow 90 to 120 minutes each way from Namba to Gokura Kubashi, plus the cable car and bus up the mountain. The journey itself is part of the experience, forests tightening around the tracks as you climb toward cooler air. This mountaintop Buddhist community, it was founded in 816 AD by Kobo Daishi, and over centuries it became Japan's most sacred burial ground. More than 200,000 graves line the forest path, all seeking spiritual protection near the founder's mausoleum. Walk Okunoin Cemetery, a long moss-covered trail of stone lanterns, cedar trees, and monuments softened by age. Even if you're not religious, the silence here feels heavy and meaningful in a way cities can't replicate. If you have time, try a traditional vegetarian shojin ryori meal at one of the temple lodgings. It's simple, thoughtful food, and it fits the setting perfectly. You'll return to Osaka calmer, quieter, and probably questioning whether you even needed the other 4 days. That's Osaka in 5 days. Food streets to forest trails, neon canals to ancient temples, theme park chaos to mountaintop stillness. You moved efficiently, ate fearlessly, and saw the Osaka people actually live in, not the one most tourists speed through. Which day surprised you most? Drop a comment and tell us how your own 5 days in Osaka would look. Our itinerary library is almost 40 locations deep. From Kyoto's temples to Sapporo's winter magic to Hiroshima's powerful history. Check out those guides next right here on the channel, and we've got more perfect travel plans dropping every week. See you there.